What would you guys like to hear first? Because we have some server and reset questions. We have some personal questions. All right, you want to hear the reset stuff? All right. Well, the first question coming from the server reset is, when is the reset, which is obviously on everyone's minds, and how long will it take to implement? Uh, quoting quoting higher staff exactly, it says hopefully 3 to 5 weeks. However, delays can happen. That's been the issue since we started the whole talk of the reset. I know it's skipping around the question, but that's all I got to answer you with. We we were hoping that when we were first speaking of a reset, we could get it done the month of, and here we are, mid-July, still no reset. So hopefully 3 to 5 weeks. That's our closest answer. We have, for the second question, what new features will everyone be getting? Along with the newest ranks, which will be in full effect then, as it is now. But we're not allowed to share the newest perks coming from Sato himself, but anything that comes out of it will be posted on the forums, B, announcements in the network chat. Anything else said is not confirmed and is not official. Everything else is a rumor, and you probably shouldn't listen to it. You want Kara to answer the next question? Kara, do you have this list that I have here? Gotcha. All right. Well, you heard it there. Um, the next question um, is will items names be fixed after the reset? For example, when auctioning cooked fish, the game displays cooked salmon. That's a plugin issue. That's not our side of the server. It's that's the plugin creator. He said that um, that if that was to be fixed, he'd have to recode the whole plugin and to fix the actual names. If he pleases to do that, then it will be changed. It will be resolved. If anything else, there's nothing we could do to go inside of his plugin and change it. The next question, the fifth one, is I want to ask if I have some spawners and give it to staff members right before the reset. Can I have them back after, or will I get a few back because I paid real money for some of them? Unfortunately, with the way server resets work, the only thing we could keep is global items. So we will not be saving them any in-game items, any XP, any islands, anything of the sort. The only thing that will be saved is vote keys and ranks. Everything else is reset. All player data, all MC, MMO stuff is that's being reset. Another popular question being frequently asked is, like most helpers, after a while they get promoted to mod. I was wondering if I could get helper, would I still be able to not deny mod? I had to ask higher staff about this because I personally didn't know the answer, but it says the answer is, if you wish to deny moderator, you can. There's no benefits to staying helper. Moderator is the next step in the process and would be the next step up with next level permissions like global tags and banning. You would not be able to use those if you were to stay helper. It is possible. There is no reason you really would, but if you do wish to, you may. Next question is, will all the limits stay the same, or will some of them change due to not as much lag? There will still be limits. We just don't know how high they are going to be, because we have to play it by ear. That's kind of how all servers work. You have to see what the big deal is and change off that. So there will still be limits. Don't know how high they'll be. Little known or little understood aspect of that is the more regulations and limits there are, the less lag there will be. So if we lower certain piston counts and portal counts, the higher you guys will be able to be playing the game. Odds of there being no limits is pretty much 0 to none, considering there are still some exploits to be found and stuff like that. So we have to, in place, put in limits. Otherwise, someone could fill their island with tons and tons of pistons. And shop prices will also be changed in correlation with those limits. Okay. The next question is, will an anti-lag factor be placed into the system? For at the moment, I cannot get onto certain items, for example, Brian Eds, because when I try, I just crash. I built a new island and I still crash sometimes. Well, we obviously do have our limits in place to try and prevent these islands that cause lag. If the members of the islands are in those limits, there's nothing that could really be done about that unless we lower the limits. But the limits we've set are pretty much running at max efficiency. So if you're still experiencing lag issues when not on these more developed islands, it might be your computer or your internet to blame for it. Because if certain people can last on islands and certain can't, that's a personal issue. Ninth question is, who will make the final decision on the 1.8, 1.9, or 1.10 vote, and will players be told beforehand? There's currently a vote on the forums for those who don't know, and the results of that will heavily influence the decision. This server is not a complete democracy, so the final result will be decided by the highest levels of staff. More specifically, Sato, Hihi, and Oregon, or Hi, however you wish to pronounce it, with the server's best interest in mind. We wouldn't implement a later version of Minecraft if it would be problematic. So we know as of now 1.8 works. If we test out, see 1.9 has a lot of bugs, or 1.10 causes crashes, stuff like that, we will downgrade back to the server we can now run, or 1.9 rather. Next question is, events haven't been a big thing. Will they be in the future? And if so, do you have ideas already? This was mostly my fault, Casey and Mai's fault. That's not proper English. Casey and the admin's fault, because we were slacking a bit in the event department. We had created many events like team PvPs, Hunger Games, mazes, parkour. We've made plenty of them, but they just never turned into anything. For when we tried to have people sign up for them, we couldn't. If we were gonna plan a date, we tried. Not a lot of people showed up. It turned out to be minimal efforts. So after the reset, we plan on having an event weekly or pretty much semi-monthly. Ideas for events are always welcomed by you guys. We'd always love to hear what the Skyblock population wants to do, because we wouldn't want to run an event that's not going to be played or that's not going to be enjoyed. We know that parkour is not big, and we know that if we were to keep running parkour events, that we're going to lose interest in events. This next question, Casey wanted to put an input in, so I'm just going to wait for her to. The question is, will we have a new spawn? Which I'm just waiting on Casey's. Casey put it in the hashtag announcements chat. It's the it's a little preview of our spawn. It's about 2 minutes long, I believe. Yeah, just over 2 minutes. So if you guys all want to check it out now, it'll give about 2 minutes, and then we'll get rolling again with the questions. To keep asking questions, put them in the hashtag questions tab of our chat, and we'll put it on at the end. Says who has made the new spawn. Here, actually, I'm gonna give Kara a second. All right, cool. So we're gonna. The question was who made the new spawn. Our whole Skyblock team did, along with some ex-staff members. We appreciate all their work and effort into it. It's not very easy to make a new spawn. Our new features include, well, you've seen it in our little teaser video. New and improved tutorials, warps, and shops. Prices have yet to be set because we need to rework our economy, as it is now, with beacons and spawners being so cheap. We're going to have to restructure our economy a little bit. Final question is, why will Skyblock have a reset? The best answer to that is every server gets a reset pretty much on a annual, semi-annual basis to ensure fresh new starts for players who join late, who either want to get a new start, or people who are veterans who are tired of their old stuff. And you could say, why restart if you could just do a personal island restart? Some points, exactly as Jesse says, you're gonna do stuff over, but it's kind of a mandatory thing after a year and a half. For those who don't know, our last restart was during the Christmas week. If you don't know when Christmas, December of 2015, I believe. No, 2014. It was over a year and a half ago. So we are in desperate need of this reset. What will be the aspects that'll be changing from it will be some new plugins, as we've kind of hinted towards. New starts on islands, so that that IS top will be attainable for some people as it is now. It's kind of crazy. It's a little outrageous for players who are going to start. An economy will be reset. So now you see that beacons are going for, I think it's almost 20 grand right now, less, and you see spawners going for 60 grand. Spawners have always kind of been that much, but beacons have severely diminished in that time. From when they first started, beacons were pretty much just as much as spawners. New plugins were not allowed to share. That's a staff only type thing, and we've compiled a list of everything, but we still need to know what is critical, what is mandatory, what is not, and see what we could do about it. That's all the questions we have for that were preset for our server/reset questions. I'm gonna go to our hashtag questions section, see if we have any no more serious questions. All right. So now we'll move a little bit more onto personal questions. I'm not sure how you guys want to work this, Kara. All right. Well, in that case, we preset some personal questions. So one of them, our first one, is when did you start playing on GotPvP? I'll answer from myself and Casey first. As I'm saying these, I'll have Tiff PM me some of her answers. If anyone else wants to PM me some of their answers. Well, I started in September of 2013. That's when the server was, I want to say, 2 months old at that point. Been through a lot of time in this server. Casey started November 2013. It's about, what's that, 2 months, 3 months after me. So as far as admins go, we're pretty aged and veteran. Kara, when did you start? Yeah, but generally. Oh wow, that's impressive. All right, so as our next question goes, when did you become staff? For me, it was March of 2015. So I had been playing quite a while before I got staff. Casey's is July 2nd of 2015. So our timelines are quite similar. What about you, Case? I mean, Kara. Okay, here, let me. Yeah, Asta, what about you? Not getting a whole lot there. If you guys want to message me your answers, I'll be sure to share them. Or me and Carol will go. We'll say all our answers, and then at the end, if you're a Skyblock staff member and wish to PM me your answers or put it in our staff chat or whatever you would like, I'll be sure to answer them or say them out loud. Next question is, where are you from? I am from the United States, more specifically New York. and even more specifically Staten Island, pretty much New York City, 10 minutes away from from Manhattan. Casey is from Minnesota, also United States. What about you, Kara? Nice. Okay. We do have a pretty spread group of staff members. We have multiple from the UK, multiple from the United States. Osto, I know him. He's from UK as well. You can see we try and spread out our staff members in terms of when we could get availability for playtime. So if you ever notice we're short on staff from the time you're playing, you probably should apply for staff, because if we're unstaffed, it would only really kind of penalize you guys, because we wouldn't have people around to moderate chat. I'm sorry, Denmark. Asto's from Denmark. We have a question here. When is your birthday? My birthday is in 8 days. It's July 23rd.
My birthday's in September.
Nice. I don't have the answer from Casey if she wishes to answer. Casey is the 13th of June, so she's just passed. If everyone wants to say happy birthday for her, she's a month being 19, correct? Yep. All right. Our next question is, besides, what do you wish to do with your life? So, me being 18 is typical in the United States for people going off to college. I am going to be attending the university at Albany, which is United States capital. I will be studying actuarial science and hopefully become a sports analyst, if if all goes right. Casey's was, she's going to college to study computer science, a very fitting profession, also very successful profession. What about you, Kara?
You don't make me feel.
That's beautiful. That's one benefit. That's why I wish I lived in. I was in UK. So much less craziness than work till you're 70 and maybe have enough money to live off of. All right. Our next question is hobbies. Besides Minecraft, what do you do in your free time? I'm most notably, I am a lacrosse player. I am going to college to play 10th bet for the 10th best school in the United States. And besides video games and sports, I'm an Eagle Scout. So that's two pretty big significant parts about me. An Eagle Scout is pretty much the highest level of Boy Scouts in the United States. It's kind of a program which is a boy-led kind of program system, however you wish to call it, where you go camping monthly. You guys got to have projects, all that other stuff. Yes, exactly. Thank you. It's equivalent to explorers or cadets of UK. Casey's response to that is in her free time, she enjoys playing music. What about you, Kara? So just your animals. We have a pop-up question here that was, have you got any favorite games? Um, as far as what is Minecraft, $26, $25? Haven't got any more enjoyment out of $26 worth of video game for the past 3, 4, 5 years. So that's probably my favorite video game. I also play Counter-Strike. I also get some some slack for that when staff makes fun of me for it. That's pretty much my two main video games. Casey's. Oh, I don't know about Casey's. This was just a pop-up question. What about you, Carol? Any other video games? Right. Yeah, not my. I used to play Xbox a little bit. Now, not much of a fan of it anymore. Oops, I just threw something across my room on accident. All right. Our last question is our last personal question that I have is, how did you find out about GotPvP and what made you choose Skyblock as your main server? My good friend of mine and an ex-staff member, Shaw. I'm not sure if you guys remember who Shaw is, but I know him in real life. Me and him used to play football together. He brought me onto Skyblock and GotPvP, and on pretty much the first day I started, me and him created an island, and and the rest from there on was history. Casey says in late 2015 she was looking for a new Skyblock server to play on with a friend, so she Googled Skyblock Minecraft servers, and GotPvP was the best, or was probably the first response. I know if you still Google that to this day, it's in the top 10. What about you, Kara? Oh, cool. All right. Well, now I have all Osto's responses. He took the time to type them out for me, which I appreciate. His is, when did you start playing on GotPvP? His answer is September of 2015. When did you become staff? Is February 16th and then May 16th. If you didn't know, he resigned for a bit and came back. Where is he from? He's from Denmark. He is 16, turning 17 in 1 month. What do you wish? He wishes to study medicine in his lifetime. Besides Minecraft, what does he do with his free time? Scouting, homework, etc. And he had a very similar response to Casey with how they find GotPvP and what made them choose Skyblock as their main server. He Googled Skyblock server, and that's how it got on. That's all I have for our personal questions. I know there are a couple more questions. If you guys also have anything else you want to put in our hashtag questions. Kara, we also do have some more regularly scheduled questions, right? All right, let me look around. Considering we have 10 different 10 different group chats between ourselves. Gotcha. Oh, when will zombie uprise start? And what's my choice of weapon? Um, what when it will start, I don't know. I am semi-prepared. I'm a hunter by trade. Um, house is stocked with weapons, rifles, bow and arrow, you name it. We got it. Um, if I had to choose a weapon of choice, I'd probably have to use a sword of some sort, machete, club, something like that. I'm a relatively big guy. I'm 6 foot 160 almost. A lot of that being decent muscle. Uh, so I would use something where I could enforce my my strength upon the zombies.
For me,
I would have to. My second would be Tifrock's nubbiness. I'm scrawny and 5'4". Maybe when I was 8 years old, I was scrawny and 5'4". Nope. You got the short people end up they get the better seats on the bus. I mean on the train, not train, plane. You guys are more comfortable on planes. Do we cook? Yes, I cook. Kara obviously supporting herself with Scott. Uh, I'd assume she cooks as well. Sexist, Brian. How's that sexist? Well, I'm just saying. Okay, whatever. You interpret it however you want. All right. Well, I don't want to be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. How tall are you? That's not short. I've my past two girlfriends haven't been over 5'2". Yeah, it's very short. All right. Well, if there's no more if there's no more pressing issues or questions, I don't want to take up any more time than we've already allotted. We've pretty much gone for 40 minutes. That's pretty impressive. So if we'll be wrapping it up in the next 5 minutes. So if you guys have any more urgent, pressing questions or matters you wish for us to discuss, go ahead and let us know now. If not, all right, here, let me check. Why does Ostos smell so much? Can't answer that. Why did Pago the cat go? Don't know. Why is Herb so nub? That's an Herb question. uh,
that's because it was
uh, when will I get friends? Whenever you decide to get friends. What is the best meme, and who does everyone has best banter with? I'm not much of a meme guy myself. Back in the day, me and Levity did our thing on on the old Skyblock banter chat. I mean the old GotPvP banter chat when we were back on on Skype. Will Bud Farms be allowed next reset? Yes, but as it is this go around, there's still limitations on it. I believe it's one Bud is not allowed to have more than 16 block updates. If that's false, you could check back at warp limits. It's there. Everyone's birthday. We've answered when's everyone's birthday. Will Scythe be staff? Can you roast me? I'm going to say no to both of those, just because Scythe is a nub.
Agreed.
Yeah, the banter chat used to be rough. Scythe will never be staff. Can I take Osto in a fist fight? I've never been in a fist fight. I've always been able to manage my way out of it. I'm 6 foot 160-ish. If most that being muscle. If Osto says he could beat me, then take his word for it. If not, then that's the word. That's the that's the final verdict on that.
The worst part of it.
I'll be judged. Just to be a big guy, to assert dominance. Would I hit a girl? Never. That's forbidden. You see our difference in upbringing compared to UK and United States. I personally wouldn't hit a girl. That's just not how I was raised. I was kind of raised take it and live with it. But all right, well, if that's the end of our, oh, she would whip my butt. Kara would definitely destroy me. If that's the end of our